Dear students, a warm greetings to all of you. We will take up discussing Robert Browning's Rabbi Ben Ezra. You know very well Robert Browning is a Victorian poet, an optimistic poet, and he is well known for his dramatic monologues. And this poem, Rabbi Ben Ezra, is a wonderful poem. This poem can be called as the masterpiece of Robert Browning. And this poem was included in Robert Browning's dramatic Prosone, which was published in 1864. This Rabbi Ben Ezra was a historical figure. He was a great philosopher also, and he was an astronomer, he was a physician. He was not only a philosopher, he was an astronomer, a physician, and he wrote many treatises, he wrote many books, he wrote many discourses, he has given many discourses, he has written many books on philosophy. Though his treatises are obscure and epigrammatic, he has been emphatically analyzing the philosophy of life, presenting the philosophy of life, and he was constantly in the pursuit of knowledge. He was constantly in the pursuit of knowledge. So Browning was very much inspired by Rabbi Ben Ezra, and he has got all his inspirations from this philosopher Rabbi Ben Ezra, and this poem is a masterpiece of imaginative passion, passion for knowledge, passion for soul-satisfying knowledge. Knowledge actually is not a materialistic knowledge which Robert Browning was intending. Knowledge which sought after by Robert Browning as well as this Rabbi Ben Ezra is soul-satisfying knowledge. அறிவுபூர்வமான ஆத்மபூர்வமான ஒரு நாலேஜ். இந்த நாலேஜ் தான் உண்மையான ஒரு நாலேஜ் அப்படின்னு Robert Browning as well as this Rabbi Ben Ezra, they were all pursuing soul-satisfying knowledge. Okay, so we will see the poem stanza after stanza. It was a very good poem, masterpiece of Robert Browning. In the first stanza he says, "Grow old along with me, the best is yet to be. The last of life for which the first was made. Our times are in his hand. Who says, a whole I planned. Youth shows but half. Trust God. See all, nor be afraid." Trust God. See all, nor be afraid. So grow old along with me. He says, grow old along with me, the best is yet to be. So this Rabbi Ben Ezra is a Jewish scholar of Middle Ages. He invites us, he is inviting us. Rabbi Ben Ezra is now addressing. He is inviting us to grow old in his company. You see, all my followers, my dear followers, my dear companions, you don't be afraid. See all, not be afraid. You don't be afraid for getting old. வயசாகி போயிடுச்சே, வயசாகிட்டே இருக்குதே, நான் ஓல்டு ஆயிட்டேனே எனக்கு ஏஜ் ரொம்ப ஆகிப்போச்சே அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு nobody should complain, nobody should cry, nobody should mourn, nobody should feel, nobody should be afraid of getting old. Grow old along with me, I am also getting old, he says. Grow old along with me. Why? The best is yet to be. The best is yet to be. You don't cry and complain that I have lost my youth. I have lost my youth. I have lost the best part of my life. You don't complain. You don't worry. You don't be afraid. யூத் எல்லாம் போயிடுச்சே அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு நீங்கள் கவலைப்படாதீங்க. So he is addressing his companions who have become old. He is instilling a kind of optimism in the old people. வயசாகி போன அந்த அவனுடைய கம்பேனியன்ஸுக்கு he is addressing. He is instilling a kind of optimism. He is energizing them. He is igniting them. He is motivating them. Grow old along with me. Why? Because the best is yet to be. இனிமே தான் நீங்கள் வாழ்க்கையில் the best part of life என்ன அப்படிங்கிறத பார்க்க போகிறீங்க. இனிமே தான் நீங்கள் பார்க்க போகிறீங்க. பசுமை நிறைந்த நினைவுகளே, பாடித்திரிந்த பறவைகளே, பழகி கழித்த தோழர்களே, அந்த பசுமை நிறைந்த நினைவுகள் எல்லாம் அந்த யூத்தோடு போயிடுச்சு அப்படின்னு நீங்கள் கவலைப்படாதீங்க. The best is yet to be. The best is yet to be. இனிமே தான் வந்து the best part of your life is going to start. You are going to live the best part of your life only in the old age. Don't say that youth is going to be the best part of your life. Actually, the old age is the best part of your life, he says. The last of life for which the first was made, the first part of your life was made only to enjoy the last part of your life. The first part of your life, the childhood, the youth, இதெல்லாம் வந்து first part of your life. So this first part of your life, this youth, has been made, created, the pleasures of youth, the happiness of youth, the dynamism of youth, all these things were made only to enjoy the last part of your life, the old age. So, the last of life for which the first was made. First means the first part. Last means the last part. The last part was made only for the first part of your life was made only to enjoy the last part of your life. Our times are in his hand. So our times are in his hand. Our times are in the hands of God. Our times are not in our hands. Our times are created by God. Our times are in his hand. He only created us. He only created the first part of our life, that is all youthful pleasures, all dynamism of youth, all the pleasures of youth we enjoyed. It was created by God. But now we are in the second part of our life. We have become old. So we have to enjoy the second part of our life more happily, more joyfully than we enjoyed the first part of our life. Because God has ordained us. God has given us the second part of our life. So our times are in his hands. Who says? God says, a whole I planned, I planned a whole. I have given you the whole life. The whole of life I have given you. I have planned. Everything I have planned. எல்லாமே என்னுடைய தலையிலே ஏற்கனவே எழுதி வைத்தார் சொல்றாங்கல்ல. Whole I planned. Youth shows but half. Youth shows but a half. So only half of the life, the experiences of life, only half of the part of the experiences you have enjoyed, you have undergone. Only half of the part in the youth, the other half of the part, the other half you have to experience in the old age. So youth shows but a half. யூத் வந்து பாதி தான் காமிச்சிருக்கு, இன்னொரு பாதி இருக்கு. One side of the coin only you have seen. The other side of the coin I will show you, says God. That is more beautiful, that is more precious, that is more happier than the first part, than the first coin. The other side of the coin I will show you now. That is the old age. That is more beautiful. That is more precious than the first part. So youth shows but half. Trust God. See all nor be afraid. You see all. You enjoy all. You see what is available for you. What experiences are in due for you. உலகத்திலே நீங்கள் இன்னும் என்னென்னலாம் அனுபவிக்க வேண்டும், எதையெல்லாம் பார்க்க வேண்டும் என்று இருக்கிறதோ அதையெல்லாம் பார்க்க வேண்டிய ஒரு நிலையிலே நீங்கள் இருக்கின்றீர்கள். So we should have full faith in God and go through whole of the life. So we have to go through whole of the life. Full-fledged life we should live. We should not be disappointed with any failures. We should not be disappointed with any failures in our life. We should not be disappointed with the thoughts of growing old, having become old in our life. So you should be able to live the whole of your life. பாதி மட்டும் நீங்கள் வாழ்ந்தா பத்தாது, அரைகுறையாக நீங்கள் வாழ்ந்தா பத்தாது. அந்த அதர் சைட் ஆஃப் த லைஃப், த நெக்ஸ்ட் பார்ட் ஆஃப் யுவர் லைஃப், அது எப்படி இருக்குது அப்படிங்கிறத நீங்கள் பார்க்க வேண்டாமா? அதுதான் உங்களுக்கு இன்னும் நல்ல ஒரு மகிழ்ச்சியை கொடுக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு லைஃப். சென்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஃபுல்ஃபில்மெண்ட், சென்ஸ் ஆஃப் சாட்டிஸ்ஃபேக்ஷன் you will get only in the next part of your life. Only you live, only if you live the next part of your life, then only you will be able to understand the nuances of life. The fulfillment of your life you can get only if you live completely, wholly. So life was planned by Him as a complete whole. So the first part of your life is now over. The second part is now you have to live in the old age. So not be afraid. You should not be afraid of undergoing the second part of your life, says Rabbi Ben EZRA. So grow old along with me. The best is yet to be. The last of life for which the first was made. Our times are in His hands. Who says, a whole I planned, youth shows but half. Trust God. see all, nor be afraid. So this is the first stanza in which Rabbi Ben EZRA is inviting all the companions, all the old men in his company to have faith in God and to undertake the journey and to continue the journey of life. In the second part, having full faith in God to see the whole of life. In fact, only in the last part of your life you will be able to enjoy a kind of satisfaction. So he is instilling optimism. He is igniting optimism, instilling optimism. சில பேர் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அந்த ஓல்டு ஏஜில் பயங்கரமாக அவங்களுக்கு ப்ரெஷர் வந்துடும். They feel a lot of stress. They feel they are neglected in the society. They feel they are neglected in their own family. They feel alone. They feel they are in aloofness. They are exiled. They are exiled. They feel they are alienated. Old people, they feel they are alienated.
சுவைமிகு ஸ்ருதி சமுதாய வானொலி. சுவைமிகு ஸ்ருதி சமுதாய வானொலி. பொதுநலன் கருதி பொழியும் தென்மழை 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 தென்மழை.
நீங்கள் இணைந்திருப்பது ஸ்ருதி சமுதாய வானொலி 90.8. ஸ்ரீ சங்கரா கலை அறிவியல் கல்லூரியின் சமுதாய பணிகளின் ஓர் அங்கம். ஸ்ருதி கம்யூனிட்டி ரேடியோ 90.8 FM. இது